All right, welcome to a new month, December 1st. Good afternoon, local swell trackers. GQ dropping in, and let's get updated here. We're going to do a little hindcasting going back Tuesday the 25th. Wanted to show you why we had that north-northeast swell as of recent, and it did get up to heights of 7, maybe even 8 feet. This is the culprit right here, and we did have a little mix of northwest swell. Be actually intensified through its journey, and we actually get another shot of it here, and I'll show you that shortly. But we have a beautiful swell moving, an intense winter caliber storm moving our way, a very westerly angle. You can see the fetches on the west side of it, sending a lot of its energy to our southwest, but plenty of swell coming in for Tuesday in that 6 to 8 plus range for the Vans World Cup. This guy crosses the date line, then heads up as the energy will veer northwest, starting out west-northwest and ending up northwest as it heads up here above the Aleutians. Then we see another storm off the California coast over here spinning with a very long fetch. Some decent winds, seas up to 20 feet, only 1,000 miles away. This guy's going to bump us up with some big northeast swell. The last one we saw was more north-northeast. This one will be more northeast, so there is some shadowing around Kahuku. It'll have a hard time getting some waves in, but it's still going to be reaching, 10 feet Hawaiian scale for the windward shores Wednesday, and that's the culprit right there. Take a look at that guy. He's pretty powerful, and again, the whole windward side of the whole island chain are going to be cranking out with waves nearing 20 feet in the face, and the adjacent shorelines will be a bit smaller. But spots like Sandy Beach and Makapu'u, even isolated spots around Kahuku, going to get some pretty sizable northeast swell. Haven't seen that in a while. Bringing the models current. Here's the storm out here. Here's a little something up here. The leftovers of that storm that's bringing us our waves right now as we speak. Some 20-second forerunners in Waimea early today, filling in as I record this and reaching heights of 5 to 7 feet tonight, 6 to 8 plus for sunset tomorrow. The winds are going to be backing down and veering more east-northeast. Tomorrow's going to be a really good day to get day 2 of the Vans World Cup out of the way. So here's the current scenario. This storm has finished off giving us the swell here today and tomorrow through Wednesday. This guy will be pumping us up Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday. Starting in the animations, you can see those guys doing their journey. We do have a system moving down here from the central Aleutians on Wednesday the 3rd. Now, this should be bumping us up for Friday with some 6 to 8 foot waves for the country, and into Saturday, hopefully again at advisory levels or maybe just below. Furthering in the animations, you can see that did have a decent southeast track, increases the chances of the swell lasting a little longer. And if you look down here, we have a typhoon. Started out as a tropical storm, as they always do. This one's called Hogupit. It's just nearing the Philippines, and then it's going to be stalling there for a couple days. Take a look at that, and then heading up towards Taiwan, right when a system moves right to the date line and crosses the date line. And that big event right here with a captured fetch, look at that, gets to just about 900 miles away from us. Models are showing this one to reach warning levels. In other words, outside reefs breaking in Waimea. This could reach 10 to 15 feet late Wednesday the 10th into the 11th. It's a long way out, but it's just a heads up that we know for sure the Vans World Cup will be in no shortage of swell during its holding period, and neither will the Pipe Masters. Okay, let's take a quick look here down under, because we have seen some rare background energy from the South Pack we're into December, so it's pretty good. It's not been big, been actually very tiny, but rideable. And this fetch right here, this was over a week ago, was bumping us up here this week, keeping us, barely 2 feet at the top spots. Most of these swells that we're getting are half a foot of energy to 14 or 15 seconds. So, thigh high kind of stuff. But taking a look at the animations, that guy swung out again and actually got a little bit going to the east of New Zealand. That's going to keep us rideable through this week. Again, just flat to 1, maybe a couple 2-footers through the week if we're lucky. Again, it's not even 1 foot of swell. It is enough to keep it rideable. Continuing in the animations, you could see we have another fetch here starting Friday the 28th, and that we could see here over the weekend just with background level events here for the southern shore. Okay, so for today's models, you can see a little something way out here, just a tiny little something off of New Zealand. Probably not going to see anything, but the models are claiming some 1 foot 14 second south swell from this guy. all around Tuesday, the 11th of December. Now we're going to take a look at the whole Pacific Ocean. Very broken up. If you look at it here, it doesn't look like winter. But as we click in the animations, watch what the jet stream does. It drops down low to 30 to 40 degrees latitude and extends out, reaching the date line and even north above us, and heads almost all the way over to the west coast here over the course of the next 8 days. And that is a beauty right there to get those winter caliber storms low and tracking right to the north of us. That's what the forecast hints at, especially long range, as that one I was pointing out. As far as the surface charts go, here's that low pressure bringing us in our waves for Wednesday. There's a frontal area moving our way. The high pressure that's been really strong is weakening and moving east. Another one is moving into the picture, acting as a blocker to this low pressure way up here, but we're still going to see plenty of swell. And it looks like off of Japan, those systems are definitely forming. Way down here is the tropical storm Hogupit, turning into a hurricane shortly. And of course, the Philippines and the whole Taiwan and Japan will be keeping an eye on that. We will too. It's not likely to become a gender bender, not this time. Now to the upper regions, the water vapor loop are going in and out here. You can see a lot of storminess, a lot of those colors. The only stable air mass are the brown regions, and those are off to our east. Let me show you what this scenario is doing to the weather. You can take a look at this huge cluster of broken clouds associated with that decaying and dispersing frontal cloud band, straddling the entire island chain here. Haven't seen that in a while. Band of clouds moving south, southwest, near 20 miles an hour. Here's a nice view of it. Highs are going to be about 82 and lows about 70. Feels cooler, of course, for Wahiawa and Mililani, and definitely a cloudy day in paradise. And it's going to stay rather cloudy Wednesday through Thursday, too. Maybe a slight break. We are going to see the winds back off a little bit and the surf to come up and crank out. And right now, plenty of rain upstream and over the windward and Mauka areas, and some of it is spilling over to the leeward coasts. One last quick look. There's the spinner bringing us our 10-foot northeast for Wednesday. The line's up here showing the storm that's leaving our window, but not before bringing us some high surface level for Tuesday. Down under, not a whole lot going on, but slight fetches off the east coast of New Zealand, bringing us just, again, tiny little ankle snappers to keep us wet. And that's our local swell tracker. I'll be back next Monday. Aloha.